Hey everyone, it's Riley and today I'm back to set up my bullet journal for November. The journal that I've been using for this half of the year is this vanilla colored journal available in my shop. I do love these journals so much. They've got 192 pages of stark white, 160 GSM dot grid paper. There's the bookmarks, the pen loops, all that stuff. And not only that, but I have another exciting product on display here, which is this stamp. So I'm not going to do it like any sort of formal announcement in this video, but as you just saw, I just stamped on November in my own handwriting, and these stamps will be out soon. Don't worry, there will be more of an official launch and stuff like that, so keep your eyes open for that if you're interested. But yeah, you can definitely check out my shop for all of that kind of stuff. And now that I am getting right into the title page here, I'm actually using pretty much only stamps for this theme. Like you saw, I stamped on November, which obviously you can just write on if you don't have these stamps yet. But what I'm using now are some leaf stamps from Temu actually. So this was my first time ordering anything from Temu. I ordered a few stationery items and they're pretty standard. Like I didn't find anything wrong with them. So yeah, I'm using these little rubber leaf stamps. As you saw, I showed the whole like packet at the start, and I really love how these look. I think stamps for me are such a staple when it comes to bullet journaling because it's just the quickest way to throw together a theme. Like I'll be honest, with this November setup, first of all, it took me like probably 25 minutes to set up all of my monthly spreads, which there aren't tons. I don't do lots of monthly spreads. But it took only 25 minutes and I did not plan this out in advance. I literally just came down to my desk with a couple different colors and this set of stamps along with the month stamps that you just saw me use, and just kind of decided to go for it. And I really like how it turned out. I love the color palette that I chose for this month. And honestly, it's just been too long since I've done a proper bullet journal setup, either just on my channel or at all. I haven't been sharing videos very regularly on YouTube lately because I decided to take a break for the summer, as I mentioned, as you guys may have heard. But it ended up being a longer break than I expected, and honestly, it was so nice. I really enjoyed it. But I did want to come back to YouTube and doing that more regularly, especially for this time of year with, you know, the end of the year coming up and the start of a new year. This is always such an exciting time for the planning community. And I just wanted to be able to share what I'm doing in preparation for the new year with you guys. So what you're seeing now is I went in with a yellow, well, kind of a golden Tombow marker that was 026 and drew these little flowers, and now I'm just drawing dotted centers with any old black pen or marker will work just fine. And that's it. That's the cover page, just those stamps and then some very simple little flowers. And I feel like for me, the color palette is everything. I don't think I would like this same cover page if it were in like, you know, bright springy colors. Maybe some people would, but for me, the fall colors are what really sell this cover page. So moving on to the page on the left, as you can tell, I am doing a tasks page, and this is nothing new for me. I like to keep my monthly planning pages minimal, as I mentioned at the start, but I always like to make sure that I don't skimp on the essentials. So for me, a mood tracker is not essential, so I don't use it. A little playlist spread is not essential, so I don't use it. As cute as some of those spreads are, that's just not really the purpose of bullet journaling for me. The purpose of bullet journaling is pretty much purely productivity. I like the creative side, but productivity wins every single time if there's any sort of competition. So that's why the few pages that I do choose to include are all about planning out my events and my tasks for the month, because that's what I need to do in order to stay organized and keep on top of things. So I've divided the tasks page into two boxes this month. I've got my home tasks and my work tasks. And I've done this differently in the past with more boxes, less boxes, and I find I really just need to keep it simple and not go too crazy with trying to categorize my tasks. So I'm adding this little kind of plaid pattern in the box here, which I really love. It's just such an easy and delicate thing that adds a lot of extra to the page. You know, before I added that, it was just kind of boring in my own opinion. So moving on to my next spread here, I'm going to be doing a 2-page calendar spread, and I'm using that same sort of golden Tombow marker to do the outline of my calendar. I'm not using a whole lot of black fine liner in this video, just that those little headers for home and work tasks, that's really the only fine liner that I used. Other than that, I'm just doing everything in marker. That's kind of what I like to do in my bullet journal quite a lot. And yeah, Tombow markers have been a go-to for me lately. So I'm setting up my calendar spread the same way with the same spacing that I always use. So all of the boxes are 5 dot grid spaces wide and 6 dot grid spaces tall, which is just the perfect size in my opinion to have room for all of the events that you could possibly need to write down, but then also have that nice big margin on the right, which is basically what I use to plan out the week's focus. So usually this is like, you know, a work focus, like what 2 videos will I try to film this week? What, you know, digital products maybe am I going to be working on this week? So I like to kind of break down and just kind of choose a main focus for the week, even though of course there will be other little tasks that need to be done as well during that time. So as we continue going through this video, I would absolutely love to hear from you guys in the comments, just about what you're looking forward to for planning for the new year. Like I mentioned earlier, this is my favorite time of year for planning, both with like wrapping up the year with like reflective spreads, but also with setting up a new journal, buying a new journal, that kind of stuff for the new year. And I would love to hear what you guys are looking forward to. I also would love if you would just pay a visit to my shop if you're looking for a bullet journal, either an empty one like this or even one that I have designed and drawn the doodles for you. You can find all those things in my shop for a very affordable price. And yeah, I still have them available. I've been using them all year and they've been good to me. I really like them, and so do consider checking that out if you're interested. In other news for the new year, I actually am launching this massive customizable digital bullet journal. So I know I get messages like this quite often because I do custom physical journals, but I also sell some digital products. I get people asking me, can you make me a custom digital journal? And I've always had to say no, just because I don't have the capacity to do so many things at once. But this year I actually have spent the past few months, pretty much my whole break from YouTube, all of my work hours were going towards this big digital kind of bundle so that you can customize and build your own digital bullet journal. It looks so much like an actual journal. I'm really excited. You get to choose all of your own themes. You get to choose what kinds of layouts and spreads you want. And so if you're interested in trying out digital planning, but you still love the bullet journal side of things, you can definitely check that out as well. So to finish off this page, I'm just adding a little bit of washi tape from the washi tape shop. And now I'll just show you the very few spreads that I made in this video, my title and tasks, and my calendar, which is everything that I need to plan a productive and organized month.